No,
nothing happens.
No. No. Do you know what happens?
So Leary says, this is a statement of Leary's. He says, use LSD now before it stops working. And there's some truth to that. There really is.
Remember the first MDMA trips we made?
It was always better than the later ones, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that's true with acid. And it may have been true, I mean, this is Leary's speculation, it may have been true with bread and wine. It may have been that Jesus was some kind of a magician who was able to focus so much concentration into this ceremony that for who knows how many years it actually tripped people out.
Well, I think it's...
The natural state of the brain is chaos. We're dealing with a complexity of information. The first thing to do is to overwhelm your focused mind, your linear mind, by overloading signals, digital patterns, clusters of photons and electrons, which produce a pleasant state of confused chaos. This is the state of the brain when it is ready to be informed, that is, to be reprogrammed. The human brain contains 100 billion neurons. Each neuron is as powerful as a large computer, and each neuron has around 10,000 connections with other neurons. Within our foreheads, there is a chaos. Inside our brains, there is a galaxy of information which is incomprehensible to our linear minds. This contrasts and compares perfectly with the chaos without. We're living in a universe which has 100 billion galaxies, each galaxy with star systems, planets, a complexity, again, which to our minds right now is chaotic, incomprehensible.
The next guest in our Cannabis Cup special is the foremost hemp and Hanf specialist of Germany, the founding father of the Groene Zweig, the Green Twig, publisher, Alternatives Mind, and good friend of all people, Tim Leary, but many, many others. The secret force of Germany, Werner Pieper. Werner Pieper.
Hello.
If you go to Germany, one of the people to see is Werner Pieper. That means if you are one of those who are into the alternative world, wants to know what's happening, because Werner Pieper is one of the people in the world that is always ahead of the crowd, always ahead of the movement. When nobody knew in the world about green things, he started a publishing house called Groene Kraft, which was back in the 70s.
That was exactly 25 years ago. We're celebrating.
Celebrating. Now the greens thing is big all over the world. Yes.
Yes.
But 25 years ago it was new.
Well, 25 years ago it was green hashish from Morocco that made us some money, and we didn't know what to do with the money. And we sold the hashish, and people didn't know what to do with the hashish. So I got the money, and I knew people need information, so I put out these magazines, underground magazines called Der grüne Zweig, and we even did write about
The green twig.
the green twig or
Yes.
branch.
Yeah.
And we actually, even in the first issue, we had something about Umweltschutz, ecology. We just didn't know the name because it wasn't, nobody knew how to call this. So we called it der Anti-Umweltverschmutzungsartikel. Yeah, that was in 71. And actually it was called Die grüne Hilfe first, because in that time I was a psychedelics dealer in Heidelberg, and there was the first big police bust, and we thought we should do something